What it do, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I am going to be ranking every single week 1 starting quarterback. Obviously, these are projections as to who I think will be the day 1 starter, so anything can change. Your quarterback can rank as high as elite, all the way down to September quarterback. If you're wondering what that means, it just means you're not playing beyond September. This is Triple DS. Let's get into it. Please like and subscribe, and I'm already messing this up. So first things first, I put 3 guys in unproven. Ward's a rookie, and McCarthy and Penix have next to nothing in terms of on-the-field NFL action. We will begin our list with CJ Stroud. In 2024, he took a small step back, but that was mainly due to the bar being set incredibly high. He still made the playoffs with the Texans and finished with over 3,700 pass yards, albeit with 20 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I might have been a little bit overzealous with the idea that he was elite in my first round picks, because thinking about it, I don't know if I'd call him elite. I mean, maybe after his rookie year, but after his a little bit of a slump, I'm gonna have to put Stroud actually in the star. I still think he could be in the running for MVP, but we'll leave him at star for now. All right, Mason Rudolph. Yeah, that's a September quarterback. I just cannot imagine a Mike Tomlin-led Steelers offense choosing to start Mason Rudolph. Up next, we do have Jordan Love, and if you remember my first round quarterback tier list, I did leave him in good, and that's actually where I'm going to leave him again. Similar to Stroud, he had a small step back in his second year starting in 2024, but he still had 26 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. His team is still very young, and he's made the playoffs in both the seasons that he's been a starter. But he's not a Pro Bowler and first team or second team All-Pro or anything like that, but his numbers do back up a more than solid player. Up next is Sam Darnold, and if last year hadn't happened, he'd be at September quarterbacks. But given that he took a Vikings team that was supposedly rebuilding to a 14-3 record, how can I not put him in good? It's his job to lose in Seattle, so we'll wait and see. Matthew Stafford, though, it was a bit underrated, but he is still a good player. At age 37, he is still much better than being called a mid quarterback. Although, damn it, I am tempted. All right, this is, I hate it, but this is easy. Lamar Jackson's elite. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Should have been MVP, but wasn't. He still got 2 though, so he'll be all right. Elite, no question, no debate. And again, this is coming from a Bengals fan. All right, Drake May is up next. I think Drake May with the Patriots had the worst offense with the worst wide receiving core in the entire league. So his stats don't back it up, but given the circumstances, he actually had a pretty good season. He can definitely climb, especially because the Patriots spent their first 4 draft picks getting guys for May. So look to him to get better. I'm more than confident leaving him in good. And this is a reminder, left to right matters. I will fix it at the end of the video, so what you're seeing now could very well change. Up next is Brock Purdy. This guy is very tough for me to really predict. At one point I thought he was the star, but when everyone got hurt, it really showed that he does rely on his playmakers a lot more than maybe it seemed at first. Purdy didn't have much to work with, so I do got to give him that. Like, if you don't have your weapons, it's tough. I might come back to Purdy. I'm gonna leave him in good for now, but I'm not confident in it. Coming up next, I am not changing my thought process on this. If you watched my previous video, the reason he's elite is what he did to the Lions in the divisional. And I don't care what anyone has to say. I don't care if those were the backups, the third. It's still a professional football team that in the playoffs, and when the lights shined brightest, with a Dan Campbell-led team. I'm banging my table right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The guy scored 45 points. He could very well have a sophomore slump, but until I see it, elite is where he stays. Geno Smith was never supposed to be here at age 35, but he made a name for himself with the Seahawks, and now he's looking to keep his career going with the Raiders. Even though he is with Pete Carroll, I think we may have seen the best of Geno Smith. He was much more turnover prone last year, throwing 21 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. And going into the twilight of his career, I genuinely don't think we're going to see anything better. I actually am going to predict Geno Smith will regress, and he will actually be our first mid-tier. All right, Jared Goff was able to lead the Lions to the best record in the NFC. And that's despite the entire team suffering injuries. This past season, he threw 37 touchdowns to just 12 interceptions. I don't know if he's elite at this point in his career, but he's definitely at least a star. Alright, it pains me to do this because I actually like Derek Carr, but he is coming off of an injury, and I don't like doing this because the Saints were atrocious without Derek Carr. In the lineup, Carr was 5-5 with the Saints. When he was injured, they were 0-7, but he's not getting any better, especially now with a new head coach. I could be wrong, but we're going to go ahead and go with another mid-tier quarterback. Same goes with Bryce Young. I think he was on the verge of being good. I'm tempted to put him in good. His rookie season was awful, and the first half of 2024 was bad, but he turned it around in the second half last year, even throwing 6 touchdowns off the top of my head. I think there was 6 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in the final 3 games. Alright, and now this one, without a doubt. Easy elite tier. Joe Burrow, when healthy, is one of the best 3 quarterbacks in the entire league. He's already been to a Super Bowl, has made 2 AFC championship games, and when his defense is at the very least in the top 20, you can count on the Bengals to be in the playoffs every single time. He will be elite as long as he can remain healthy. Same goes for Patrick Mahomes. Look, I don't care if he had a bad season. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He has been to every single AFC championship game that he has started in since 2018. Until that changes, until something changes, you cannot tell me otherwise that he does not belong in elite. I don't care how bad his season is. Jalen Hurts, he gets a lot of crap for the team built around him. Why is that a knock on the man? I mean, how are you going to blame him for having a great roster? Until you see otherwise, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's made 2 Super Bowls in the past 3 years and has just recently won one. The way the team is structured, they might easily repeat. I don't know why he gets so much hate, but he's definitely at the very least elite until I see otherwise. I almost want to, oh my gosh, he can go in a lot of different places. I'm talking about Dak Prescott. Like, he can go good, he can go mid. I'm going to put him in good for now, but he's coming off of an injury and he's not getting any younger. The Cowboys are forced to play him because they paid him to do so, but I don't know. I mean, they're believing enough to trade for George Pickens, so we're going to wait and see. But I don't know. I mean, good. Yeah, I guess good is fine. Anthony Richardson is mid. I'm going to say mid because Anthony Richardson in his rookie year, those first few games, actually looked fantastic. But then he got hurt. This year, he's mainly remembered for tapping out. Now, it could be just young player makes a silly mistake, but until that happens, Anthony Richardson has not proved himself. He has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns and is already getting the injury-prone label. All right, Kenny Pickett is going to be another September quarterback. And this is me assuming that the Browns are going to start Kenny Pickett. Honestly, week 1, he could already be cut. At the end of the day, he has experience and he's not 73 years old like Joe Flacco.
Take my hand!
If he messes up those first few games, you can bet they're going to put one of their 2 rookies in. Since tearing his ACL in 2022, we haven't really seen that top 10 quarterback, Kyler Murray, that we saw early on in his career. I still think he's a good quarterback, but his career or his season could go either way. Russell Wilson is an interesting one. I'm honestly shocked that he didn't stick around with Pittsburgh considering the dumpster fire quarterback situation that they have. And he wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. I think at this point in his career, it sucks putting him here because his career does not say mid. I don't know, I might change that. We'll come back to Russell Wilson maybe. Trevor Lawrence has not lived up to expectations. Not living up to the expectations is not the same thing as being a bad quarterback. So he's at the very least good, even if it may be at the bottom of good. Justin Herbert, easy star. First 3 years are hard to ignore. He was one of the best in the league. 2023 was a bit of a step back, but then 2024, he was not the primary focus as Jim Harbaugh wanted to establish the run. Herbert is still a star in this league, but he is definitely overshadowed in a crowded AFC. Bo Nix, so a lot of you guys gave me flack for this, and at the end of the day, I actually do agree with you guys. If I'm going to put Jaden Daniels in elite, I think Nix has to at the very least be star. You may not have noticed it, but the man had 29 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, 3,775 pass yards to go along with another 430 rush yards, another 4 touchdowns, and he helped the Broncos get back to the playoffs. Look, he could have a sophomore slump, but the Broncos are building around him, and don't be surprised if he jumps to elite in year 2. At the same time, don't be surprised if he drops to the good either. Now, Caleb Williams, people think because he didn't become this superstar, megastar that Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix were, that he was somehow a bad quarterback, mid quarterback. He was still good. Did he play hero ball? Yes. Did he have a bad offensive line? Yes. They still see him as the QB1. There is no question about it. I'm optimistic that he will learn to get the ball out quicker. If he is able to do that, guess what? Chicago will win a lot more than 5 games. Baker Mayfield is another guy who has been severely underrated. People keep thinking Baker Mayfield is this stopgap option, when he's in reality establishing himself to be the Buccaneers franchise quarterback. I mean, goodness gracious, this past year, the man threw 41 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Be honest, has anyone brought up Baker Mayfield? At minimum, Baker Mayfield is a star, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, as for Josh Allen, elite! MVP, made it to the AFC Championship game. Bills revolve around Josh Allen. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, Tua Tagovailoa. 2023 gave us a glimpse of who he could truly be. If we were looking at 2024, that man could go as low as mid. I'm going to cut it down the middle, and I'm going to call him good. The Dolphins are crap without Tua. If you guys remember, they struggled when he was injured. The problem is, he's always injured. Tua is an accurate quarterback, he has a somewhat strong arm, and he is somewhat mobile. There's no way that the man's a September quarterback unless he gets injured in September. So with that, I cannot put him higher than good. Now, Justin Fields, honestly, the talent screams at the very least good. The production, I'm tempted. I'm gonna put him in mid. He had a fantastic run with Pittsburgh those first few games. But guess what? They stuck with Russell Wilson. That should mean something. And not only that, they decided to not even keep Justin Fields. He is with the professional black hole that is the Jets, but if he can somehow climb out of it, bro, if he can make the Jets relevant, I don't care. I'll put him in elite next year. But until that happens, the production on the field, unfortunately, says mid. Alright, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do this off screen, but I'm going to go ahead and move guys from left to right so you guys get an idea of where I truly think some of these guys are. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I did switch it up. I actually did bring Trevor Lawrence down. Looking back at it, the man went 2-8 before he got hurt. The Jaguars are awful, and he's really in a tough spot right now. At the top, I think I've already said it, but I might be a Bengals fan. And to speak honestly, I do think Lamar Jackson should have won MVP this year. But I could not bring myself to put him at number 1 because I'm a hater. So I'm going to put Joe Burrow at number 1. And, you know, fair point to me. If he had a mid defense, we could be Super Bowl champions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I recorded this before Derek Carr's retirement. So now that he retired, I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're going to start their 2025 rookie, Tyler Shuck. And since he's a rookie, he goes in unproven. And we're going to go ahead and take Derek Carr out. Oh, can't take him out. But that's my list, ladies and gentlemen, outside of a small bias at the top. What do you guys think? If you guys enjoyed this content, be sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and follow me on Instagram. I don't know why, I don't really post much, but follow me nonetheless. Shout out to my member right above here. Thank you so much, West Most, for continuing to believe in the channel. But other than that, hope you guys have a great one. Shabooey!